Good afternoon, Paul Santisi.
Hello.
Thank you so much for talking to Bayloric TV.
Fantastic. Glad to be here.
Okay, for those who are listening and don't know who Paul Santisi is, can you give us a quick overview as to who you are?
I'm from Boston, Massachusetts, and I'm just an ordinary guy that heard an inner voice tell him what to do and acted on it, and the results have been amazing all over the world.
Tell us a bit more about this inner voice and what you've heard and the results of it.
Oh, the story's pretty interesting. I was actually in Las Vegas with a few friends of mine, and we were attending a weekend event. And it was after the afternoon break on a Saturday, and we just listened to a couple amazing speakers, and I was really excited. I was really amped up, and I was really, really tired from all the travel. But anyways, we were walking by the Starbucks, and I remember I looked off to the left at the Starbucks, and I felt this voice say to me, "You will create meditations." And I thought to myself, I'm like, what are you talking about? And the voice right there, right inside my mind, when you get home, you will create meditations. And I said, okay, great. And I looked at my friends and I said, when I get home, I'm going to create meditations. And they all kind of looked at me and they said, why would you do that? And we all just had a good laugh over it and really didn't think much of it. And then I returned home and that voice was back. You will create a meditation. You will create meditations. And I'm thinking to myself, I don't even know what meditating is. What are you talking about? And this force, this voice, this frequency, this energy, this vibration, just do it, do it. And then I'm like, I don't know how to do it, talking to myself. And it just said, we'll do it together. And I just sat down and I created a meditation. And the first one was called Frequency. And I uploaded that to YouTube. And a year later, you're talking millions and millions of views and thousands of testimonials and success story after success story. And I believe now I think I've created maybe 20 plus meditations. And it's just, it's amazing.
So I want to go back on this because for you to have an inner voice, the question would be asked, is Paul Santisi religious? Did you go to church? Were you spiritually inclined? Tell us more about that.
It's a good question. Growing up, my family never pushed any kind of religion or church or faith on me at all. They left it wide open for me to decide what worked for me, if you will. So my background is really, it's not by any kind of book following or teaching. I've had core beliefs since I was a young child that I've applied, but nothing was ever forced upon me to follow.
So you say you weren't brainwashed in any way or form, or you weren't, you were more like a free spirit, free to do what you wanted to do?
Yes.
So why do you think you were able to have that inner voice and be able to listen to that inner voice and not think that, there are some cases of people who listen to that inner voice and think they're going mad?
Yeah.
How did you have that balance?
Well, when I heard it, it was the feeling it gave me was unlike any other feeling that I ever experienced. So I knew it was something different. And so I didn't try to talk myself out of it. I didn't say, no, I'm not going to do that, or that sounds crazy. No, that's not me. The feeling I received was so intuitive, you could say. So I just said, okay, and I went with it. I didn't question myself. I just went with how I felt because I was lucky enough to learn at a younger age that your eyes and ears will always deceive you, but your feelings will always guide you. Wow. So I used my discernment to focus on that feeling and embrace that feeling and not question it, regardless that I thought I didn't know anything about what I was being guided to do. I went with that gut feeling.
You made a very good point about your eyes and your ears may well deceive you, but your inner spirit will not deceive you. In fact, you should go with that. Or as many people say, I'm going to go with my gut feeling there. That's a value and a core value that you have embraced from young. You said, where have you got those core values from?
It's just a way I've always made decisions. I really was I never really followed other people, and maybe going back through a lot of the experiences of growing up and through adolescence and through schooling and all that, I was always able to kind of to see everyone else making the wrong choice based on what others think they should be doing and not doing what they wanted to do for themselves. So now that I'm older, I have an extremely large level of awareness that I can look back upon and see all these little decisions and elements that I actually focused on then that I didn't know what I was doing until, at this point in my life.
So that's an amazing gift that you've got there. Growing up, how were you viewed by your peers?
I was liked. I was likable. Most people liked me. You can't please the world, no matter how hard you try. But I would say a good 99% thought I was a pretty cool guy.
But with that inner core value, then that did make you spooky, or they look in an odd way because you're not following fashion. That's what I'm gathering from you. You didn't follow fashion. You had your own ways of doing things, which would have made you a trendsetter, a leader rather than a follower.
I was more of a quiet trendsetter, you could say. I kind of kept it to myself and kind of just observed a lot. And I watched what others did, and then I saw what the result became of those decisions, and I said, well, that's not the right way to do it. So I didn't go then and do something differently to get a result in front of those people. I kind of was just the eyes of observing. But again, you asking me this question is fantastic because it's helping me realize what I actually did before I even knew what I was doing. But it goes way back.
You see, the thing is there, Paul, you have a gift, a unique gift there. A lot of people are not born with or can realize that stuff until, for a lot of them, it's not too late, but they've made so many mistakes in their life, or they've repeated so many patterns, as you know. You repeat a pattern after a period of time, it becomes a way of life. If you can be one who self-hates, you've got yourself in a position, and a very fortunate position, to have got some core values, which has allowed you to access, let's say, a higher level of vibration, which is to be able to, for you to then be able to output some great material.
Yeah, and again, I really wasn't aware of any of that until following that inner voice that pulled me in this direction, which, ultimately is leading us to this conversation right now, which is something that you can't even try to guess that would happen.
So let's continue. The meditation, obviously, you went on and set up and you said that. What, from that point, did your first meditation, and how was that first experience for you?
There was a lot of curiosity to it because I had no clue what I was doing. I wasn't the type to meditate. I didn't really know what meditating meant. I never read books on it. I never listened to any gurus, you could call them. I never put any attention or focus in wanting to know what meditating was. So to have this voice guiding me to create something that I had no clue about was really a unique experience. But like I said, I just followed it. So what I did when I completed the first meditation, going back to that event, before I felt the voice, I actually sent it to one of the speakers that I heard that day. And he's a fantastic person. His name's Peter Ragnar. And he's actually touted as the luckiest guy in the world. And he actually has luck refined to a science, a proven way to generate your own luck in your life every day. So I got done listening to him. I heard the voice. I created that and I sent it to him. He was the first one I sent it to. And he listened to it and he said that was fantastic, to keep going. So he gave me a lot of confidence in that. And then moving forward, if I was to try to think of a meditation to create, nothing would come in. So I stopped. There's 3 decisions you can make on anything: yes, no, or wait. And I tried thinking and that didn't work. So I decided to wait. So then I just went on with my life. And then I would start getting these feelings like I got in Las Vegas. And it was a similar vibration. and it would actually just tell me what to create next. So then I would sit down and duplicate that process, and again and again and again. And it just kept evolving. And even now, when I listen to my own material, I have no clue how I came up with it, because it wasn't me saying it. It was a channeling that I connected with that was broadcasting through me. And it's really cool because, I record these audios in one shot, one take. I really don't think about it. It's when I get that feeling, I act on that feeling within usually 24 hours or within the first 2 days. And then I create what I do. I upload it and I give it right back out to everyone in the world. So when I get that feeling, it comes in, it becomes created. I don't know how. And then I spit it right back out for others.
So when you get these feelings, these moments of inspiration, have they ever come to you any inconvenient times, i.e. being out with friends,
Yeah,
meetings?
it happens any time, anywhere, any moment. It just comes in, and then it's like, okay, that's what I'm going to do, and then that's what I do. Yeah, thinking about anything doesn't work. The how's irrelevant. How are you going to do it doesn't matter. The knowingness of what you're going to create gives you the intention and eliminates the doubt. It gives you the confidence. You bring in that vibration, and it allows you to create the right material at that right time, because you're not questioning what you're doing. You're just doing it.
So when did you realize that you had a product that was, say, marketable or ready for public consumption? When did you feel it was time for Paul Santisi to make an announcement or make a statement?
That's a good question. After I got the thumbs up, if you will, from Peter Ragnar, because that gave me the confidence, because he's a magical person. And anyone listening needs to look up Peter Ragnar on YouTube and Google, and they will be blown away at just how awesome this guy is. But him taking his time out of his life to communicate with really someone who just was bugging him to listen to something they created, which I'm sure I'm not the only one, that meant a lot to me. And that really gave me that extra confidence and go to keep going.
So from that point onwards, after talking to him, I'd say it was over more than one occasion you spoke to him, I take it.
It was never on the phone. It was always via email or Facebook chatting. So I'm yet to have him on the phone, but I'm excited. When it lines up, and that'll be great.
Wow. So now, I came across your name and your work through. I've always been interested in stuff like the law of attraction, and more recently leaned towards the law of affirmation rather than affirmation, because I struggled with the whole law of attraction. If I say it enough times, it's going to happen. Rather now the case of this is where I am, this is where I want to be. So how do I get from here to here by saying, well, how do I get from here to there? What do I have to do to get from the place I'm at, which I'm not uncomfortable with, to the place I want to be, which is a place of delight? How do I get there? And through the law of affirmation, that is how I started exploring through Noah St. John. I started exploring further about, negative mindsets and how to overcome negative mindsets. So when I saw your YouTube clip, which was on removing negative mindsets, and I actually stepped down and listened to it, it sent chills down my back, because you were saying things that was like click, click, click.
Yeah.
Like a key in a door, and turning turning is like click. I was like, oh. And when it works, it's because when you click and you suddenly make a movement inside, it's like, yeah, I know that is what I had to do, but I didn't know how quite to go about it. And now I've got somebody give me that information, and I've got the door is there, the key is here, it's getting the key in the door and turning it. And then when you're seeing that, what you're talking about, manifesting in my life every day, and seeing my life changing and the sort of people that are coming into my life, you see the abundance of what you're talking about. So tell us, how are you able to do what you do in terms of for this particular YouTube clip? How are you able to do that?
All right, good question. It's a magical intention. A lot of people make really, really good audios. Make fantastic meditation audios. The music is great. The tone is fantastic. The words are perfect, but there's no buzz. They focus on the music. They focus on the word. They focus on their delivery. There's no buzz in the middle, where I'm the opposite. I start from the inside and I harness my intention in such a way where before I create an audio, this is what I do. I envision everything and everyone in the world all at once. And I envision everything and everyone with kind of just a plain look on their face, just kind of looking out like most people do. They just look out at the world and they're just in this haze. And then I envision everyone's eyes opening up, their head coming back, their shoulders coming back, the smile getting bigger, bigger, and bigger. And then the moment I picture everything and everyone in the world, whether you're human, whether you're a plant, whether you're an animal, you're here. I picture that, and I picture everyone cheering with their hands in the sky and just beaming love for everyone else. In that moment, that buzz, that's what I hold on to. Then I create these audios. So my work is from the inside out. My intention is for everyone to feel better and to release the unstoppable being or creature that I know we all already are. So everyone is already everything that there is and that they want to be. But like you said, taking that key and fitting it into the door and turning it, that's the release. So it's not in the words I use or the music I use or in my tone. Those things are important, no doubt, but it's my intention that connects with you, that allows you to connect with yourself. Then you connect to the universal field of source, and then that's what creates the release to happen individually for the person. So it's really nothing to do with me. I just set my intention for you, and then that's what you feel. You feel me, you feel you feel yourself, and then you're able to release the dormant genius that you already are. And then things manifest, people, situations, circumstances, and events come into your life constantly. But the difference is now you're aware enough to notice these little threads of information. You can start to pull on them and create the life you want.
Now, I remember when listening to this one about negative blocks and removing negative blockage in your mind and your spirit and soul, I was listening to that, and you know what triggers, or the first thing that I remember is laying down in that quiet state. So laying down in a quiet state. Make sure you're not going to be disturbed. Make sure you're not driving any sort of car or use any machinery as I do at the start. I'm laying down there and I'm just blissfully away. And then it's like you say, now! And I'm like, there's so these things you listen, if you fall asleep, but you're making these intentions like, now! He's talking to me. And I remember that so much, and the intention was like, I'm talking to you, and I'm telling you, you're going to make a change in your life.
Yeah.
This negativity is not going to be allowed anymore in your life. Aggressively, it must go. And it's like, yeah, it must go. He's right. And after that, I've jumped up my bed. I'm like, right, what I'm going to do, all the negativity in the world. I was waiting for a fight. It's like, I was from a state of being like, as you do, you listen to these tapes, you're blissfully listening and relax yourself. And that's what this guy's shouting, but he's not just aimlessly shouting.
Yeah.
He's shouting with a purpose. He's getting me from a state of non-activity or a state of accepting negativity to a state of accepting positivity, wealth, and not just, when people talk wealth, they say money, but wealth in vibration, that you can accept or learn more about the world and the universe accepting more love, because once we learn to love one another, wow, and then be able to give that love back to out there in the world, and be able to receive those positive information that's coming in. There's less time for us to sit down and look at another person and want what the other person got, because your own life is displaying that abundance and that which you need, which is in the world. I'm not in a state of look at this person, look at that person. I'm like, wow, look at all the abundant things that happen in my life. It's almost like a release. It's like, it's that simple. Paul said a couple of words, and from saying a few words, my life has turned around that much. Thank you for all what's going on in my life now. I don't have my life for myself now. It's like I've got all things happening, but I'm enjoying. I'm happy. I'm at the happiest point in my life at the moment.
Yeah.
How are you able to unlock all of that?
I don't know. I don't question it. The how's irrelevant. It doesn't matter. The how doesn't matter with anything. It's the why that you focus on. Why are you doing anything? And it's to provide a feeling. And when you provide that feeling for yourself, you provide it to others, and then it goes in a circle, and it just keeps coming back and going out and coming back and going out. And yeah, it's cool. I appreciate that explanation from you, because it's just magical how it works, and it's just something I do.
I want to ask more about the products that you provide, because we talked about. I've only just talked a snippet about one particular product you produce. Can you talk more about the other products that you have out there on YouTube and on your channel, your page, and stuff like that?
Sure. There's a few things that have manifested from that first meditation. I have many meditations, many guided audios that people can listen to. I also have created about a dozen free audios on various topics, whether it's the law of attraction, luck, lucid dreaming, spirit guides, astral projection, things like that, that people can download. They can visit my website. It's paulsantisimeditations.com. And I do offer hours worth of free audios just so people can listen to and gain benefit from. They're not meditations. They're me on a certain topic. I've created, have you listened to any of the 3D audios?
I started to listen to them.
Yeah, those are powerful. Those are a technology that they're just mind-blowing with the depth that I'm able to connect with the person. I've created a few audios in 3D that you need to wear headphones to hear the experience, but it is a moving experience. And then I've started my Paul Santisi show, which is a video show that you can find on YouTube. We're going to have a lot of great content covered on that. We're going to have a lot of fantastic guests and people and surprises and giveaways and products and promotions and just all sorts of good things. And my main focus is to positively impact each person. So I'm only going to cover topics and talk with people that fit into that realm of providing something for someone. It's never going to be a salesy, pitchy, I need you to buy something. I don't want you to buy anything. You want something I'm talking about? Here it is for free. Go here and download it. Here's my gift. Take it. Run with it. Change your life. Because even if someone listens, now this is pretty interesting. Even if somebody listens to something I've created and they say, oh, I don't like that, because you can't please the world.
No, you can't.
The fact that they think they don't like it is their thoughts in control of them. It's not their feelings. My intention is so amped up and so powerful that I want the best for the person who listens to change their life, that even if they think they don't like the audio, it may be a week, a 2, a month, may go by, but something in their life will happen that will give them a similar feeling or a gut check. And they're going to go, you know what? I have that same feeling now with this experience that I had with that audio that I thought I didn't like. And then that experience will cause them to have a cognition, a realization, or an aha moment. And in that moment, they'll be clear enough to make a decision in their life to move forward in the right direction for them. So even those who say, that was okay or it wasn't great, If you even listen for 2 or 3 seconds, my intention is going to positively impact you, period. So regardless, it's magical stuff.
Well, can I say you're probably the most positive person I've ever met in the world?
In the world, wow.
I mean, you're positive. It's like, and that's great because that's where I want to get to. Your positivity is like a point of this. It's like there's layers and layers and layers and layers and layers of positivity, and your intention is like it's like a habit for you. Do you know what I mean? It's like a habit. It's just there. It's like brushing teeth in the morning. So you've got to a point where you're just so practiced or practiced into what you're doing. It's natural. We're in a world today where being positive isn't actually a great thing. Being negative, being down, and the news and stuff, that's where people's heads are at, rather than having them being positive. How do people are quite happy to stay in that sort of negative sort of way? How do you go about breaking into that? How can you get a person from where they're at to where they need to be in terms of Paul Santisi? Because the world is always pushing all this negative stuff. How do we overcome that? How do we deal with that?
All right, that's a great question. It's a 2-part or a 3-part answer. We'll see where I go with it. Well, everything is a feeling. So the word success really doesn't mean wealthy. Wealthy means money. Success means a feeling. Someone who's successful does what gives them a good feeling, and they feel good when they do it. And there's something I apply in everything I do, and anyone listening right now, if you apply these, even you, when you apply what I'm about to share with you, things will just amplify at an infinite factor because it's great. And there's a success momentum cycle. And what it is success builds confidence. Confidence creates activity. Activity creates results. And results create success. Now, when I use the word success, is a feeling. So success equates to feeling better, feeling good. So success builds confidence. So when you do something and it's irrelevant what it is, it's not what anyone thinks you should be doing, your parents, your spouse, your friends, your family, your coworkers, it's irrelevant what the outside world thinks you should do. It's what makes you feel good. So if you engage in that activity, success builds confidence. You're feeling good, you're feeling good, you're feeling good, you're going to have more confidence. When you have more confidence, you're going to do more activity. When you do more activity, you're going to get more results. When you continue to do the activity, you're going to get the results, and then the results are going to give you more of feeling better. So it's a success momentum cycle. So when you apply 4 elements to this in anything you want to do in life, it's the success momentum cycle. You're putting forth the feeling of success in momentum automatically. So then when you complete that, you don't have to think about it. You don't have to worry about it. It's done. It's like you're pumping out soufflés every 10 seconds. You're a master at it. You complete the cycle and the universe hears it and it gives it all right back to you. So it's really, really exciting when you apply things like that. Consciously aware is more important.
To get to a point to where you are now, what does it take?
Just always work on feeling better. So always think about where you want to be, what you want. And, if adversity comes in, my life isn't perfect. I got plenty of struggles, adversity, complications. But if something comes into my experience that's not positive or that kind of gives me a bad feeling, the first thing I do is I am thankful for it. I embrace it. And then I throw my intention at it. And I literally envision the particle flow going at it. I envision my positive intention attacking those negative little particles in overcoming it, because you can't eliminate the darkness. You have to replace it with the light. So whenever something comes into my experience, I don't say, oh my God, do you believe this happened? I don't call my mom and go, Mom, you'll never believe what happened. I don't call my wife and say, honey, at work, this went on. What are we going to do? I keep it to myself. I embrace it. And I'm like, no, bring it on. I'm thankful for this. Let's go. And I persevere right through it. And then I don't think about it because I have enough knowingness to know that's how it works. So then I'm on to the next. So I don't let it sit in my mind.
I'm glad you actually mentioned that, because my next point was, in a world of so many people who are gurus and talking about the law of attraction, the law of affirmation, how to get rich quick, a lot of them talk about how to do this, how to do that, how to do this. But from your point of view, what's been the biggest challenge for you in the process of getting to where you are at the moment? What's been the biggest challenge?
It was really just had to change how I was feeling. That's really the secret. Nothing matters unless you feel good. If you're not feeling good, you shouldn't do it. If you don't feel good trying to do an activity or a project, stop, because you're not doing any good, because you're not creating a successful momentum cycle. You're actually going in the opposite direction. So you could have the best idea in the world or the biggest opportunity could present itself. But if you can't create the 4 elements of that successful momentum cycle, you don't do it, because it's not going to do you any good because you didn't complete it. The moment you're able to complete those 4 steps, it goes into momentum, and then you can let it go. Then your knowingness goes up. Then you have enthusiasm, expectation, and then you just move forward. It's really simple. It's not tough. So you just need to always be working on feeling better, feeling better, feeling better. Think about what you want. Think about what you want. Think about what you will have, what you will do. What life do you want? Who do you want to become? Because a lot of people think it's the money, it's the Mercedes, it's the diamonds, it's the jets, it's the boat. Yeah, those things are fun. But it's the person you become for yourself. That is the key.
Let me throw something at you here. That sounds fantastic, but the mind, if it's not well educated or well conditioned, can say to yourself, oh, he's basically saying for me to be selfish.
Selfless.
Educate.
Be selfless by allowing yourself to focus on yourself to feel better. Because when you feel better, the more you feel better, the more you'll smile, the more you'll vibrate positively from the inside, the more you'll shine on the outside, the more you'll positively attract other people around you. You'll impact them in their lives at a proton level that you can't even see under a microscope. And then everyone will start calling you lucky. Wow, you're lucky. Good for you. And it's like, no, I'm not lucky. I created this. Well, how did you create it? I just always focus on what I want and feeling better. That's really, people spend $20,000, $30,000 on workshops. I could just tell you right now, you want magic to happen, work on feeling better about yourself. And that you're not selfish, you're selfless, because you're allowing yourself to change, to impact other people, and to create movement.
That's key. That's very key what you're saying there, because the way the mind or the way the world is and how we educate one another or enslave one another, if you tell somebody, love yourself, look after yourself, that is understood by those who are not, the minds are not elevated to, right, I'm going to look after myself, I'm going to be number one for myself, and that means I don't care about anybody else, I'm just going to look after myself. You're being selfless, which is still looking after yourself and loving yourself, but at the same time, by you loving yourself, you're still able to love other people in that process. So then, what about the arrogant person that's smiling and smug and feels he's the best thing in the world, or she feels they're the best thing in the world? They're looking after themselves, they're abundant in what they're doing in their lives, but that surely is not the way that you're talking about here.
No, that would be someone who's ego-driven. The ego is control. What's in it for me? What can I get? And when the ego is in control, people will do what they have to do at the expense of other people to get what they want. You know, I don't believe in harming or offending anyone to get what I want. I actually don't want anything except for everyone else to feel better. And as a result of that, I know I can have everything that I desire. Because when one gives, one instantly receives. So then someone can say, well, how can I give if I don't have it? It's because you already have it all along. Just because it's in a physical reality doesn't mean you already don't have it. Because you already have the ability to generate the feeling that you think that materialistic item will give you. So the item is actually irrelevant. So someone could say, well, I want a Rolex watch. Why? Because I like how they look. Why do you want it? Because it looks good. Why do you want it? Because they're expensive. Why do you want it? Because I'll feel powerful. Why do you want to feel powerful? So I'm more confident. Why do you want to be more confident? So I can attract, a woman or a relationship into my life. Why do you want a relationship in your life? Because that's what I'm missing. Why do you think you're missing the relationship? Because there's a feeling that I'm not getting. Oh, it's a feeling that you're after. So it's not the watch. So the secret is you already have the feeling of having the watch now, but you think you need the watch to give you the feeling that will give you the confidence to get the relationship where you already have everything you need right now. The materialistic thing is irrelevant. You already possess that inner power, that inner vibration and frequency to attract anything you want into your life now. It's just releasing that understanding and that knowingness to the person. And that's what I want to, that's what I do. I only want everyone else to feel better about themselves. And as a result, the universe opens up doors and people, situations, circumstances, and events present themselves. I'm aware enough to see it. And then that's what people call lucky.
As a parent, that you're a giver. The person wants to see the best of the world, and for every man, every plant, everybody to be at their ultimate best.
Yeah, why not? It's easier to want that than it is to honk your horn at someone in traffic or yell at someone because they're walking across the street too slow. Who cares? So the light's red. You're going to be 2 minutes behind. Behind what? Time. What's time? Time's made up. Time's not universe. Doesn't exist. So why are you letting it bother you? Chill out. Take a deep breath. Relax. Think about what you want. Feel good. Smile. And then everything will come into you infinitely faster. Because one seed of doubt pushes it all away. You could be feeling amazing, and your dream, your goal is coming up the street. It's right around the corner. It's coming to you. It's here. Then you have that one little seed of doubt and poof, it's gone. You're back at zero. So knowing this eliminates doubt. So you got to work on yourself from the inside first. And all you have to do is work on feeling better. And it's fun to do. Look at cars, look at homes, look at boats, look at jewelry, look at things for your children, look at vacation spots. I mean, everyone can look at things that they want and smile. And that's all you have to do. The rest will present itself.
You want to be the best in the world, which is great, the best of the world. But with all this giving, how do you replenish yourself?
By other people responding to me on how their lives have changed or how the person they have become from listening to any of the audios that I create. It's really amazing. I mean, I wake up every day to dozens, if not hundreds, of people full of gratitude, thankfulness, and sharing their experiences with me with how their lives have changed, how their luck has improved, how their financial situation has gone up, how they've landed that dream job, they've met that right relationship person. I mean, you name it. It's all over the world. People in every country in the world are waking up magically through whatever it is, my intention in these audios. And that's what keeps me going. So when I create something, I really want nothing in return from it except for someone to benefit from it. And as a result, I'm able to manifest whatever it is I want.
Lifestyle. How do you live your life? Because now you've got yourself to a position where you have a repeated pattern of positivity and love. and you know, you got an idea of where you want and how you want things to be. How do you live your life now, and how would you advise others to live their life to maximize what you're saying?
Well, I mean, I'm just like anyone else. I enjoy a good cigar. I enjoy a well-crafted beer. I have a big pickup truck is what I drive. And, I'm always just working on feeling better. I know I keep saying it, and I know everyone may be like, he needs to say something else, but but I but I don't. That's the magic. That's it. I could put a seminar on and charge 30,000 a ticket to the key to life of instant manifestation and get up on stage and say, just work on feeling better. Know what you want and know what you'll do and focus on that. Goodbye, thank you, and walk away. And those who apply it will be blown away. So my life is pretty simple. I right now it's at the point where so many people are contacting me with their amazing stories, and so many amazing people are coming into my life. I mean, I'm busy just sharing the love and listening to other people's experiences and putting it right back out.
In closing, if you have three tips, what would those 3 tips be?
3 tips. Know what you want. You have to know what you want. You have to have a dream. And a dream is different from a goal. And your dream should be big enough to take 7 or 8 lifetimes to achieve. So people really need to dream big, expand their consciousness, expand their ability to dream. Like Walt Disney had a dream for Disney World. Well, he died before Florida was complete. But 30, 40 years later, his dream is bigger than ever. So his dream was bigger than his initial goal. So your dreams should be big enough to take lifetimes to accomplish. Your goal should be small enough to where it doesn't make you feel bad when you think about it. It should be small enough to where you think about it, you have the confidence knowing you can accomplish it. Even if your goal is to wake up 1 minute early every day, or shave from the left side of your face until the right side. Start so simple. Start way back on the scale, and it will go up. You'll be able to move forward much faster. So your dream should be lifetimes worth. Your goal should be something that you believe you can accomplish. And then a misnomer that people do is they put a time frame on their goal. Well, I need to achieve that in 30 or 60 days. The moment you put a time frame on your goal, you're setting yourself up to fail because you're focusing on the lack of time. So you're actually focusing on hurrying to get it done instead of focusing on the feeling of accomplishing it. So don't put a time frame on any of your goals. Just work on feeling better and knowing that when it lines up, your goal will come true. But it starts from you. You have to be vibrating and feeling good first. And I know I said that probably 100 times so far, but it's that important.
Saying it, but all great teachers repeat themselves to ensure that the message is heard. Paul Santisi, before I finish, one more time, how can people get to know more about you or get to know about your books and your tapes?
Good question. Everything I create, I give away for free. When you give someone the right to say no, you give them the opportunity to say yes. So you can go to YouTube and just search in my name, Paul Santisi, and everything will come up. And one thing I didn't mention before is a lot of people in the past, or they continue to ask me, what can I listen to during the day? Because I can't listen to you during the day. Obviously, I have to get relaxed. And what can I do to feel good during the day? So we started finding some artists who would create positive music. And so we're constantly adding in new artists. We came up with Paul Santisi musicmastermind.com. So if you go on YouTube, there's a few artists now, and we're adding them all the time. And these are people who, like yourself, found me on YouTube, listened to some audios, had amazing realizations, experiences, and woke up, if you will. And then we connected, and now they're creating positive music with the right intention that I shared with them. So not only is there meditations, there's music that will make you feel good when you listen to it. And then there's also a whole host of free audios that you can download at paulsantisimeditations.com. And everything is free. And if you want to purchase anything on iTunes, you can just search my name there as well. And then you can, at the website, we have a whole health and wellness section. So there's a bunch of other great products there to check out as well.
I met you on Facebook as well, Paul. So if you want to give that a shout out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm also on Facebook. You can just search Paul Santisi. And there's also a Paul Santisi Meditations page. See, I'm so selfless, I'm forgetting to promote myself.
What about, are you on Twitter at all?
Yeah, I am on Twitter, Paul Santisi. I don't really do much tweeting. I stick to Facebook, YouTube, and I do have some email lists people can get involved with on certain topics where I continuously send out more valuable content and updates as well.
And I can tell those who are listening to this audio about Paul Santisi personally that Paul Santisi is no salesman, okay? I know for a fact, because when I tried to contact Paul, I didn't have to go through no PR agent, I didn't have to talk to no human resources, I didn't have to sign up no emails or anything like that. I got him on Facebook, and we've been talking back and forth for the longest while now. So get on Facebook, talk to Paul Santisi. He's very approachable and very helpful, and that's the way I set up this interview. And Paul, it's been an honour talking to you. I wish I had more time to talk to you and to get more information from you. It's just fantastic and an honour to sit down with somebody who is so blessed to have such knowledge and to be vibrating at such a level that just makes me want to set my goals and set that dream and just go and get it. And as soon as I finish, obviously, I'm going to go back and listen to this again and check out more of your stuff.
Fantastic. Just keep being you and keep being great.
Thank you so much, Paul. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for talking to Baylor at TV.
Fantastic. I enjoyed it.
Thank you.